a brave gnome with the keenest eye, a loyal shrub with the sharpest wit, and a merry tune carried on the wind. Milo and Gooseberry blazed the trails again. Milo Pierce, accompanied by his trusty awakened shrub companion, Gooseberry, the clever and daring trailblazer who leads the way for discovery and adventure in the uncharted wilderness. Return with us now to those thrilling journeys of yore. Milo and Gooseberry ride the trails once more.
Milo Pierce and Gooseberry trekked along the dusty, winding trail through the wildlands. The pair of adventurers headed toward Harmony Gulch, a village nestled between hills and woods. The wind moved through the trees, and everything was quiet. "They say there's trouble here," Milo said. He adjusted his satchel. There was a spark in his eye, the look of someone ready for whatever came next. "Yes," Gooseberry said. His leaves rustled softly in the wind. Rumors of a raid are not to be taken lightly. When they reached the village, it was tense. People moved with hurried purpose, securing doors and shutters. Milo saw them gather near the well. Their faces were lined with worry. "Excuse me," Milo said, approaching. "Is something wrong?" An older man looked up. His face was worn, his eyes tired. "You haven't heard? There's a gang coming to raid us. They're led by Red Eye Reid." Before Milo could answer, a tall man emerged from the crowd. He wore a black hat pulled low over his eyes. There was a murmur among the villagers, a name whispered, Blackjack Turner. Blackjack raised his hands. "I know I'm not welcome," he said. His voice was steady. "But I came to warn you. Reid's coming tonight. He wants your supplies, and he won't hesitate to hurt anyone in his way." A woman crossed her arms, her expression hard. "Why should we trust you, Turner? You're one of them." "Not anymore," he said. "I left that life. I'm trying to do the right thing." Milo stepped forward. "Maybe we should hear him out," he said. "If he's telling the truth, we need to be ready." The woman looked at him. "Who are you?" "Milo Pierce," he said, bowing slightly. "This is my friend, Gooseberry. We help with tricky situations." Gooseberry nodded. It would be unwise to dismiss any warning, given the danger. The villagers hesitated. Then the old man spoke. "Fine. Let's talk this over in the town hall." The town hall was small. The villagers gathered around as Blackjack spoke. He pointed to a rough map on the table. "They'll come from the east, through the wooded pass," he said. "They think you'll be unprepared." "Can we trust this?" the woman asked, her eyes still on Blackjack. Milo nodded. "I believe he's sincere. And it's best we act, just in case." Gooseberry added, "Preparing for danger harms no one. If nothing comes, you will only have lost some time." The villagers agreed. Milo took charge. He had them set lookouts on the eastern ridge, with lanterns to signal. Gooseberry offered to grow thorny barriers at the village entrances. Blackjack trained them in self-defense, teaching them how to counter the gang's tactics. Night fell. The village moved in silence. Lanterns dimmed. Shadows stretched long, and the air held a heavy stillness. Tom, a young lookout, stood on the ridge. He saw movement, figures among the trees. He swung his lantern 3 times. Milo saw the flickering light. He turned to Gooseberry. "They're here." They took their positions. The villagers hid behind walls and barrels, armed with whatever they had. Gooseberry stood near the entrance, his branches ready for magic. Riders emerged from the dark. Red Eye Reid led them, his outline stark against the night. "Stay sharp," Milo whispered. Reid saw the barriers. He sneered. "They think they can stop us. Burn through it." One of the outlaws got down, torch in hand. He moved toward the bushes, but Gooseberry whispered an incantation. Vines shot up, wrapping around the man's legs, pulling the torch away. The gang shouted, and chaos broke out. The villagers attacked with slingshots and stones. Horses reared, throwing riders. The gang stumbled, disoriented. Blackjack stepped forward. He faced Reid. "It's over," he said. "Leave now." Reid glared at him. "Traitor," he spat. "I knew you couldn't be trusted." "I won't let you harm them," Blackjack said. Reid pulled a pistol. He aimed at Blackjack. "Then you die with them." Before he could fire, Milo hurled a stone. It struck Reid's hand, and the gun fell. Enraged, Reid lunged at Blackjack. They struggled, fists swinging. The villagers fought on, emboldened. Under Milo's lead, they pushed the outlaws back. Gooseberry's vines ensnared those who tried to flee. Blackjack overpowered Reid, pinning him to the ground. He looked into Reid's eyes. "It's over," he said again, quietly. Morning came. The outlaws were tied, the village calm again. The woman approached Blackjack. Her eyes were softer now. "I misjudged you," she said. "You saved us." He nodded. "Just trying to set things right." Milo smiled. "Actions speak louder than words, friend. You've made a start." Gooseberry stepped closer. "Redemption is earned," he said. "You've taken the first step." The days that followed were busy. The villagers worked together, mending what had been broken. Blackjack stayed. He helped where he could, slowly gaining their trust. When it was time for Milo and Gooseberry to leave, the villagers gathered. The old man shook their hands. "Thank you," he said. "We couldn't have done it without you." "Take care of each other," Milo said. "You've shown your courage." Blackjack came to them with gratitude in his eyes. "I owe you," he said. Milo shook his head. "Just keep doing the right thing. That's enough." Gooseberry extended a leafy branch. "May your roots grow deep here." They left the village, the road open before them. The sun was bright, the wind carrying the scent of wildflowers. "Another adventure done," Milo said. "And a life turned around." "It's good to see change," Gooseberry said. "Maybe our actions ripple out farther than we know." They walked in silence. Then Milo grinned. "Where to next?" "I heard there's something strange in Silver Hollow." Gooseberry smiled. "Lead on." And they walked on, the wildland stretching wide before them, ready for whatever came next.
And so, Milo Pierce and his loyal shrub companion Gooseberry ride off once more, blazing trails and forging friendships across the uncharted wilderness. Until next time, keep your wits sharp, your mind open, and your heart true, and you just might hear the Scout's tune carried on the wind.